This is heartbreaking to have to report again. Breaking news tonight out of El Paso. Authorities saying at least 20 people killed in a shooting at a busy El Paso shopping center. At least 24 people injured. Police say the male suspect is identified as 21-year-old Patrick Crocius. Multiple people evacuated from nearby businesses. Officials say most of the victims were shot at a Walmart near a mall. Investigators are still looking into a motive. Local first responders and officials calling this massacre horrific.
And this is disgusting, intolerable. It's not Texan, and we are going to aggressively prosecute it both as capital murder, but also as a hate crime, which is exactly what it appears to be without having seen all the evidence yet.
Those families are broken, but it is with our strength and resolve that we can help piece them back together.
We're going to do the best we can to come together. Our hearts are torn, and we're going to pray and work together for this community.
This will only bind us to be stronger and unified. And this will not get our city down. We will rise from this.
Senator Cory Booker responding to the news, calling the incident a, quote, uniquely American problem.
I just want to say we are in this unimaginably just distraught moment in this country where we seem to be almost accepting this idea that these are going to be a regular occurrence. And so I have had enough of this, especially living in a community where gunshots are all too regular.
Acting Governor Sheila Oliver reacting today, saying New Jersey will proudly remain a state which refuses to accept this as normal and which will continue to pursue common sense gun safety. Our hearts are with the victims, their families, law enforcement, the people of El Paso. Senator Bob Menendez reacting, tweeting, 19 people dead in the El Paso shooting. This senseless violence has to stop. When will the GOP be more afraid of losing someone they love to gun violence than they are of the NRA? President Trump also reacting tonight, tweeting, God be with you all. Trump pledges full support for El Paso shooting victims as lawmakers also grieve. And moving away now from that tragedy, which is, as again I said, so hard to have to keep reporting these stories. Let us go ahead and talk about our weather back here in New Jersey right now. And taking a look at our Weehawken camera, that forecast with meteorologist Michelle Powers right now.
Yes, you can see some of that lightning there in the background. That's because we have some showers and storms that are rolling through the northern tier of the state on up through the Hudson Valley into southwestern Connecticut. This is happening now during the late evening, and once we get to the overnight, this will have weakened and moved out. But there's a lot of lightning with these storms. The potential for hail is still there, as well as gusty winds. Now, we are looking at a cold front that'll be dropping down from the north for tomorrow, and that will try to erase some of the humidity that we have in place. But the thing is, as that frontal boundary approaches, we may have a few showers and storms pop up as well. So this is what we're dealing with locally and throughout the region for tonight. Now, those flood advisories are up too because we are expecting some heavy rain. Now, the storms will weaken as they go farther south and east. So clouds will be drifting through for the overnight. Temperatures just dropping a little bit more, not too much. We're holding in those 70s overnight, some 60s north and west. And then come tomorrow, we have some sunshine on the way. But again, we may have an isolated storm to talk about too. I'll have much more on that forecast coming up. Della, back to you.
Tonight, an Essex County suburb is on edge. A man found dead inside a home. The woman who worked as an au pair for his family lying in the street, also dead. News 12 New Jersey's Nadia Ramdas in Maplewood with the latest on the investigation. Nadia.
That's right. This home remains a crime scene hours after the grisly discoveries. Now, many out here are wondering, were these random attacks or did the victims know their killer?
One of the neighbor's kids who jogs around, he was all hysterical. And then he said, oh, there's somebody, you know, on the sidewalk with a sheet over. And I was like, wow.
It's a frightening and disturbing scene typically seen in horror movies. Not here in the quiet and affluent community of Maplewood.
I own a restaurant right down the street. I would never think this would happen.
A man's lifeless body found inside a home on Walton Road near Jefferson Avenue in Maplewood, while a woman who neighbors say is the live-in nanny for the man's family also the victim of a vicious attack.
I've never seen anything like this.
Police responded to the scene just after 6 a.m. Saturday after neighbors say they found the woman bleeding and unconscious in the street near the home. It appeared she had tried to run for help.
My other neighbor heard somebody screaming, so it's not clear what was going on when she was screaming.
Neighbor Andrew Del Torre says the victim, his wife, and 2 small kids moved to the home almost 2 years ago. Del Torre says the family, as well as the nanny, were approachable and very friendly. He said sadly the victim was supposed to meet his family down the shore this weekend.
You can't imagine, a mom with 2 kids and like they're sort of like down at the shore having, and then like to come home to that just it's crazy.
Indeed. Well, the cause of deaths are under investigation. Meantime, neighbors out here claim they saw a man randomly walking around Friday night, and he was actually hanging out close to this home all evening. Now they're wondering if that person had any connections to the crime. In Maplewood, Nadia Ramdes, News 12, New Jersey.
Reports of another missing swimmer this summer. Authorities are searching for an adult male near the Jefferson Township side of Lake Hopatcong. No word on if that search will continue through the night. And take a look at this, a boat fire in Waretown right on the water. Black smoke billowing over the Bayside homes. No word on how much damage it caused. Also, no word on injuries. Officials in Mahwah are trying to find a coyote that attacked a woman. If you see one, don't run and don't turn your back. The woman says she was attacked around 6:15 Friday evening. She was walking on Grenadier Drive. She was bitten several times while using a bat to scare that coyote away. Make yourself as big and loud as possible. Keep garbage cans covered and don't leave any food or small pets outside. A massage therapist is charged with sexually assaulting 2 female customers during massages in May and June. Prosecutors say Jonathan Higgins of Toms River worked at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa in Brick Township. Higgins is being held in the Ocean County Jail until a detention hearing. If you feel you may be a victim, contact the prosecutor's office. 1 man is dead following a shooting in the 7th Precinct of Newark. The Essex County prosecutor tells us it happened just after midnight around North 9th Street. The victim died at the scene. No word on their identity or suspects. No other details are being released. We'll keep you updated. A$AP Rocky is back in the U.S. He arrived in Los Angeles on a private jet yesterday. His real name is Rakim Mayers. The rapper and his 2 co-defendants spent a month in prison in Sweden. He pled not guilty to charges stemming from an assault in Stockholm in June. The court in Sweden will make a judgment August 14th. Some furry friends were looking to find forever homes in Asbury Park. This is the scene on Cookman Avenue at Paws Pet Boutique. They held their Rescue Ridge adoption event. Anyone interested in adoption could talk with volunteers to learn about the process. Organizers say the event also provides the pups an opportunity to get used to being around people.
It's great for the dogs. It's a great day out for them to be able to to be out of the kennel and into a situation where, oh yeah, here's how I'm supposed to act, and that it's okay to see people.
They also spoke with people who were interested in fostering. A special swim across the Hudson River to support military veterans and their families. News 12 New Jersey's Rebecca Granite with more.
With the Statue of Liberty as their backdrop at the start, over 30 Navy SEALs swimming from Liberty State Park to Battery Park to benefit the GI Go Fund.
Our mission is to help veterans in whatever cause they may need, whatever issues they may have. Veterans that are facing homelessness, which is what we're specifically raising money for today.
Just before the swim, the SEALs doing push-ups in honor of Navy SEAL Remington Peters, who lost his life in a parachute accident. Then they jumped in the water just after 8 in the morning. And ahead of the swim, Jeff Gum told us he felt ready.
I feel amazing. It's a huge honor to be here with my friends and brothers, and just doing it for an amazing cause. It's all bigger than us.
The SEALs also made several meaningful stops along their swim.
When they go out to the Statue of Liberty, they're doing push-ups and pull-ups in honor of our freedoms. When they go out to Ellis Island, they're doing push-ups and pull-ups in honor of our nation's diversity. And then as they cross the Hudson and go down to 9/11 Memorial and Battery Park, they're doing push-ups and pull-ups in honor of all of those who fell during September the 11th.
This swim is history-making because it's the first ever legally sanctioned swim across the Hudson River. Fanous says this effort had plenty of security and support.
The entire law enforcement community came together to make this happen. It's not something that, there's a lot of traffic on this river, and it's not something that's easy to do.
And Gum tells us his Navy SEAL education helps get him in the right mindset to finish the challenging swim.
Going back to the beginning, the base of our training, that foundation we had, which is you never stop, you're never out of the fight.
The SEALs arrived at Battery Park just after 10 a.m. They ended their trip by running to the finish line at America's Response Monument. In Jersey City, Rebecca Granite, News 12, New Jersey.
GI Go Fund CEO says before the swim, they raised about $140,000. They expect that number to increase to more than $200,000. Right now, let's check in with meteorologist Michelle Powers to talk about what's ahead for Sunday.
Well, we have some changes. Now, the storms that are ongoing now for the early overnight will move out, but there may be another few developing for tomorrow. That's because there's a cold front that will be moving through, bringing with it some drier air, but it may be a little too late because during the day, temperatures are going to rise into those upper 80s, and we still have humidity around. So right now, we're talking about a 20% chance of a shower or a storm for tomorrow, 0% on Monday, and then later in the week, a bit unsettled for us. The storm chances return. Now, Sunday's high temperatures will range from those middle 80s through those upper 80s, so still quite hot, a little less humid as we go towards the evening, and that's really when this drier air settles on in. Still a touch of humidity for the first half of the day. In comes the cold front, and this may just be enough of a focus to develop some of those showers and storms. Otherwise, the sun is out and things will heat up. Now, I'll have that full 7-day forecast up shortly. Della, back to you.
Don't you just love the title Backpack for Blessings? See how they are giving back at this event. And a charity 5K for a good cause in Seagirt. See where this money is going. The Northern Trust Tournament hosts a packing event in Jersey City. Blessings in a Backpack was conducted through a partnership with Estelis Pharma. Volunteers gathered to pack all kinds of items. Fruit Loops, raisins, and vegetable soup were placed in each bag for children to eat and enjoy.
A huge part of the tournament for us is the philanthropic aspect, and it's not just the dollars that we generate, but as you can see here, it's our actual commitment.
The event is an element of the Northern Trust Volunteer Appreciation Program. Volunteers also put a positive note in each bag. They contain messages like dream big and keep up the amazing work. The bags are donated to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Hudson County. This fall, the Ville Film Festival will be held in downtown Somerville. A gala fundraiser is set for August 8th at the Village Brewing Company. Tickets start at $60. The night will include food, cocktails, and more than $15,000 in raffle prizes. You can get more info on news12.com. A charity 5K takes Seagirt by storm. This year, the money raised went to Coastal Habitat for Humanity. The group helps veterans make repairs to their homes. Youngsters also got involved with the athletic fun. There were kids races, pony rides, and face painting. The event is beloved by the community. It attracts people from all walks of life.
It's a great community event. People show up, they help out, families, teams of runners, people that usually don't run this race for our community, and then we've got very competitive people as well, so it's a really nice combination of community feel with some competitive running in there as well.
This marked the 28th year of the Seagirt 5K race. Gas prices are holding steady here in New Jersey and nationwide. AAA says the average price of a gallon of regular here in New Jersey was $2.78. Last year we paid $2.90. The national average was $2.72 a gallon compared to $2.87 last year. Analysts say that drivers could see prices decrease after crude oil prices dropped by 8%. A commuter alert. The Pulaski Skyway closed in both directions. It is for a pier replacement project. The work began at 11 o'clock Friday. The road will reopen on Monday morning at 5 a.m. at the latest. Commuters should leave extra travel time. NORAD catches 3 planes flying too close to Trump's golf course while he's in Bedminster this weekend. That stands for North American Aerospace Defense Command. 2 incidents occurred at 7:30 and 8 Friday night, a third around 10:15 Saturday morning. All 3 planes entered the temporary flight restriction area without proper clearance. The pilots weren't communicating with air traffic controllers. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says now is not necessarily the best time for impeaching President Trump, but over half of the Democrats in the House of Representatives now support an inquiry. Pelosi maintains she's not stalling on the issue. In a statement, she wrote Democrats in Congress continue to legislate, investigate, litigate, and the president will be held accountable. Meantime, Democrats in the caucus are back in their districts for the congressional recess. On this week's New Jersey Power and Politics, Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman explains why she believes impeachment proceedings should begin. The Central Jersey Congresswoman believes the president may be guilty of crimes, including obstruction of justice.
He's also incompetent. He's an incompetent, misogynistic, racist, homophobic individual. He disrespects women. And he is like the worst president we've ever had in the United States of American history. For having me.
President Trump has called lawmakers who want him impeached totally crazy. Meteorologist Michelle Powers. Okay, been a busy weekend, a bit of a rough weekend, a bit of a depressing weekend. So can we talk good about the weather? Anything positive there?
Well, we do have some sunshine on the way,
yes.
And it may not be completely dry everywhere tomorrow, but we have great weather on Monday.
Low humidity?
By the time we get to Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So tomorrow's like our transition day. We have the drier air coming in, and I think by tomorrow evening, we should begin to feel a difference. Tonight, it's muggy, it's warm. Temperatures are now starting to cool a little bit more, especially up north where we're seeing some of that rain come down, but we may end up with some fog now for the overnight. Everything that's out there now weakens as it pushes eastward. We're left with some clouds overnight, and then we have some sun on the way for tomorrow. But look what happens in the afternoon. As this frontal boundary sinks southward here, drier air moves in, but this frontal boundary may be enough to produce some of those showers and storms. That's what we're going to be looking for by tomorrow afternoon. So it's hit or miss again. Not everyone will see them, but by tomorrow night and overnight, that's when the sky clears and that refreshing change will come at us. So humidity levels drop on Monday. Temperatures will begin to fall as well. The one thing we have to watch out for is where that frontal boundary lines up, because that may be a focus going into Tuesday for some of those showers and storms again. So in the meantime, if you are thinking beach, it'll be a warm day. Highs approaching 85 Monmouth County beaches. Just keep an eye out for a storm. Low risk of rip currents. We have no advisories otherwise, just some morning fog. Seaside Heights and Point South, we're looking at some 70s to near 80 degrees. This is what's happening. By the time we get to Monday, higher pressure comes in, drier air, cooler air sinking southward here. You can see that frontal boundary is close by. So southern sections of the state now looking at some cloud cover, but up north, I think we have a nice refreshing change as we start our work week. So you'll see that here in your 7-day forecast, but heat, humidity come back, and so do those storm chances later in the week. That's a look at your local New Jersey forecast.
Capturing the beauty of the Jersey Shore, see if you'd enjoy a new book that lets you express your true colors.
I called my papa to come get her, to bring her to the hospital.
And thank God this 5-year-old made that call, which saved his mom's life.
You ready? This summer, catch News 12 New Jersey on the road. Every Friday, come hang out with meteorologist Dave Curry as he visits some of the most popular summer spots in New Jersey. Friday, starting at 6 p.m. Only on News 12 New Jersey. On the Road is sponsored by PSENG. We make things work for you.
Grab your coloring pencils and markers. A new book lets you color scenes from the Jersey Shore. The books include images from Manasquan, Spring Lake, and Seagirt. The Holly Club of Seagirt sold the books at the Seagirt 5K. Members of that club say the money benefits a good cause, beautifying the community.
We're We're very happy to have the launch of the Holly Club of Sea-Girt coloring book, Color the Shore, with local scenes that are converted for coloring book for children of all ages. And they're $10 and they support the beautification of Sea-Girt.
This marked the book's launch. A really brave 5-year-old comes to his mother's rescue in Indiana. Paige Bush, her husband and son Breland are breathing easy again after a family emergency. She got pretty sick from a serious infection and needed help ASAP. When Paige blacked out, Breland called his paternal grandfather, who rushed her to the hospital.
Just the simple fact that he was able to do that and didn't panic. I mean, when I was 5 years old, I don't know that I wouldn't have freaked out and probably started crying.
Yeah, but I didn't get scared. Some people get scared, right? And big boys don't.
Oh, here he is, a little boy himself, saying he's a big boy protecting his mother. I love it. Paige says the whole family is so proud of Breland. Doctors say it's a very good thing that her 5-year-old son was there and could help that day.